Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ringside Wrestling Entertainment. This is Joel Perez here for your weekly Smackdown Live review for the date of February 13th, 2018. We were in Bakersfield, California here tonight for Smackdown Live, and of course, the show was centered around Dolph Ziggler and Baron Corbin trying to qualify for the WWE Championship match at the Fastlane pay-per-view, which is something that I have not gotten to discuss yet on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel, and I have a big gripe with. Yet WWE, of course, tries to push that under the rug, but it was going to be Dolph Ziggler versus Baron Corbin here tonight. Dolph Ziggler, who is now once again apparently a babyface, and I'll get into what they've done, the ridiculousness, may I add, that they've done to Dolph Ziggler. But it was Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens here tonight who attacked Dolph Ziggler and Baron Corbin before their matchup even got started, so that matchup never came to fruition. And later in the night, it was Shane McMahon who announced that it would be Dolph Ziggler versus Sami Zayn and Baron Corbin versus Kevin Owens. And if Dolph Ziggler beats Sami Zayn, he's in the match. And if Baron Corbin beats Kevin Owens, he is in the match. So that was the storyline here tonight for SmackDown Live. No AJ Styles here tonight. No Shinsuke Nakamura here tonight. We had a ridiculous segment with the New Day and Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin over pancakes. We will get into that. Unfortunately, we will get into that, might I add. There was a segment for the United States Championship Open Challenge, and instead of WWE giving us an actual match, they did what they usually do on SmackDown, tease the Open Challenge, and then of course it gets interrupted by garbage. That garbage here tonight being Jinder Mahal. The same crap was continued in the women's division. I cannot give less of a crap. Going into Fastlane, it is clear that the matchup will be Ruby Riott and Charlotte Flair, but I mean, nobody cares. So that's pretty much all there was here tonight on SmackDown Live. Really not a whole hell of a lot. It is continuing to be ridiculous. It continues to be boring. It continues to not make any sense. And it continues to make you, watching this at home as a wrestling fan, question why you are a wrestling fan. That's what the WWE product has been doing as of late. It did so last night on Monday Night Raw, and it continues to do so here tonight on SmackDown Live. We will discuss the reason why that is, but before we do, I just want to tell you guys to make sure to go check out all the other content on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. Like I mentioned, the Raw review, it was actually uploaded earlier this morning. Actually, the Raw reviews might start being uploaded earlier in the morning because I switched to Spectrum internet, and I mean, it is absolutely ridiculous how terrible the upload speed is. So I don't know what the hell is going on. Hopefully we can call in and get that better, or there's just something wrong, but the upload speed is nowhere where it used to be. Verizon is leagues and bounds ahead of Time Warner Cable or Spectrum, whatever the hell you want to call it. If that's the case, my God, was it terrible. It was 30 minutes to render the Monday Night Raw review last night. So pretty much I just left it to upload for this morning because I was not going to wait that long to do tags and thumbnails and description and everything else that goes into making the YouTube video and getting that officially up on the air. So that was uploaded this morning. If you did miss Monday Night Raw last night, or you want an educated opinion on Monday Night Raw, or you want both of those things, make sure to go check out the Monday Night Raw review. We're talking about the segment between Braun Strowman and Elias, John Cena versus The Miz, the announcement of a 7-man Elimination Chamber match, which sounds absolutely ridiculous, Ronda Rousey and her contract signing at the Elimination Chamber, Jason Jordan's injury, everything that happened on Monday Night Raw. We discussed it on the Raw review that was uploaded earlier this morning. So, of course, if you did miss that, make sure to go check that out. Uploading it in the morning really didn't seem to affect it in numbers. I'm going to see about getting up a video talking about WWE news sometime this week, because we did miss Behind the Mic episode number 55, so we're going to be uploading a breaking news video sometime around this week. But on top of that, of course, I want you guys to make sure to go check out all the other content, pay-per-view reviews, NXT TakeOver reviews, Behind the Mic each and every single week. Last one was Behind the Mic episode number 54. If you missed that, we're talking about the plans for the WrestleMania 34 card. So that's still, of course, relevant and interesting, and you should make sure to go check that out, because for now we're going straight into the SmackDown Live review, and we're going straight into a reign. It was Dolph Ziggler versus Baron Corbin right away to start off this show, and immediately you had Baron Corbin's entrance. The music played, never came out. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens were beating the crap out of Baron Corbin backstage when the cameras panned to the back. Then Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens attacked Dolph Ziggler. Baron Corbin tried to come through anyways, and they beat down Baron Corbin again. So clearly that match was not going to happen here tonight. As far as that match being made even goes, I found it absolutely ridiculous that this match was even happening. No explanation why Dolph Ziggler relinquished the United States Championship. No explanation why he entered number 30 in the Royal Rumble. None of that. None of that. And now he's apparently babyface from what we've seen in his matchup with Sami Zayn. They botched his music quite a bit in the main event. I don't even know what's going on anymore. I really don't even know what's going on with Dolph Ziggler anymore. It is absolutely ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. What Baron Corbin has done to even buy for a WWE Championship match is beyond me, and neither of these guys had anything to do with the top 10 list that you revealed the week prior on SmackDown Live. Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan, they say they're going to use this list to determine opportunities for SmackDown Live talent. Well, nobody on that list was being given an opportunity to vie for the WWE Championship. It was Dolph Ziggler and Baron Corbin. Dolph Ziggler, who relinquished the title and wasn't on TV for months before, or for weeks before the Royal Rumble, and Baron Corbin, who has literally done nothing. He's been in the mid-card vying for the United States Championship. What win did he receive? What did he do to now be in a WWE Championship status? I don't understand it. I do not understand it. So it makes no sense that they are in this matchup to begin with. If you look at the top 10 list, Randy Orton should have been vying for the WWE Championship. What the hell is going on here? What is going on here? He was number 9, right? That's the only person without a championship, pretty much, who is on that list, who is not a female, because like the top 3 or top 5 was Bobby Roode, Naomi, Charlotte, AJ Styles, the New Day tag teams and women, and people holding championships. That list was all over the goddamn place. It really was. It really just made you ponder and think, well, WWE should really introduce a ranking system, shouldn't they? Top 5 for the WWE Championship, or top 10 for the WWE Championship, top 5 for the United States Championship, top 5 for the Women's Championship. Why not do that? Outline things a lot more clearly. But of course not, because whenever they just want to put somebody in the WWE Championship picture without any warning, and there's a ranking system that goes against that, and they want to take this person who's nowhere near the championship one week and put him in the championship scenario the next week, having a ranking system kind of like showing people that, well, that guy's nowhere near the championship, kind of defeats the purpose of WWE's sporadic booking. Imagine there was a goddamn ranking system back when Jinder Mahal was in the 6-pack challenge on SmackDown Live to vie for the WWE Championship. That would have been a valid complaint out of everybody's mouth looking at that ranking system, because Jinder Mahal probably wouldn't have even been on a top 10 list to vie for the WWE Championship. At that time, not even to vie for the United States Championship. That's how terribly he was being booked. But 1 week he goes from being a jobber to literally everybody on WWE television, losing to Mojo Rawley. The next week, he's WWE Championship material. That's what they did with Jinder Mahal. A ranking system would have defeated the purpose of that. That's why WWE wanted to introduce a proper ranking system. And now, even that they do have some sort of top 10 in place, they're not even utilizing that top 10. Superstars are debating about it, and they had the announcers briefly talk about some of the controversy that the list spiked. But Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan have not used the list in any fashion to make any type of matches on SmackDown Live. So what was the point of even introducing it? I don't understand it. And what we seen here tonight clearly defeated the purpose of that. Because Dolph Ziggler and Dolph Ziggler and Baron Corbin had nothing to do with that list. Yet here they are vying for the WWE Championship 1 week later. It makes no goddamn sense. And all that does is make me think that this show sucks. And you know why I think that? Because more times than not, it's true. It makes no sense. Once again, for the second night in a row, the same thing on my Monday Night Raw review, I think WWE needs to get their act together and write better television. I've actually been thinking this for years upon years, and my prayers still haven't been answered. It is ridiculous, it is mediocre, it is stale, it is generic, it is unoriginal, it is lazy, it is boring. There is literally 50 different adjectives defining the bullcrap that WWE puts on their television each and every single week, and here tonight was a perfect example of that. Ridiculous. For now, I'm gonna just go over what happened in these opening segments in more detail and go over the SmackDown Live show. That's your little opening rant. So like I said, the show opened with Dolph Ziggler and Baron Corbin. They got attacked. We went to Sarah Logan versus Charlotte Flair. This was an alright matchup, certainly better than what we got last week between Liv Morgan and Charlotte Flair. Still didn't prevent there from being a bunch of botches here, because these women, especially Sarah Logan and Liv Morgan, seem to be very botchy in the ring. They don't really seem to be ready to be on the main roster spotlight. That goes back to a couple months ago where I was stating my concerns about these women not being ready to come up from NXT. Yet, here they are on the main roster, and they've been on the main roster for months. Not ready to go. Anyways, clearly Charlotte won this matchup. Logan kept control of Charlotte Flair, but Flair tangles with her, is what this article says. Flair gets sent face first into the turnbuckles, but she comes back, slams her into the knee, and then into the top turnbuckle. She dazes Logan with that move pretty much, and she hits the natural selection for the win. So that's pretty much it. Then Charlotte, I thought this was supposed to be blood. The Riot Squad attacked you. Nope, she's smiling after the matchup. She's giggling. She's hugging her gal pals, Becky Lynch and Naomi, who were at ringside for this matchup. And she says there's one left to go to the commentator. So what do? Ruby Riott versus Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair is going to complete the trifecta. Nope. Next week, we see the matchup that we've never seen before on SmackDown Live. This is completely original. That would be a big nope in and of itself right there, because what we seen tonight was, of course, or what was announced tonight, I should say, was, of course, another 6-woman tag, and it is the Riot Squad, Sarah Logan, Liv Morgan, and Ruby Riott versus Becky Lynch, Charlotte, and Naomi. Wow, I haven't seen that one before. I have not seen that one before. Well, WWE, I gotta shake your hand. That's an absolutely fantastic booking decision. That's what a blind man would say. That is what a fool would say. Ridiculous booking of this women's division. Nobody, absolutely nobody, can become invested in this women's division. And after watching what we've seen tonight and the ridiculousness that we've seen tonight, I understand why. Anyways, the next segment was a little backstage segment between Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan. And Shane McMahon was backstage with Daniel Bryan to discuss what happened in the opening segments of the show between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and pretty much laid down the law. Daniel Bryan really didn't have much to say here, but here is what Shane McMahon had to say. Like always, I'm going to play the little audio clip for you right here on the review.
I'm just going to jump right into this. So, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn. Either one of those guys is the type of WWE champion you're looking for? Even after they did a double beatdown and took away two guys worthy of an opportunity. Well, I'm here to say it's not going down like that tonight.
Look, I think that we...
Listen, I've already spoken to Baron Corbin and Dolph Ziggler, and both of those guys, although they're banged up, they're going to get their opportunity tonight, and they're looking for it. So Baron Corbin is going to go one-on-one in singles competition against Kevin Owens. Dolph Ziggler is going to go one-on-one against Sami Zayn in singles competition. And if either of them win their match, then Fastlane will become either a fatal four-way or a fatal five-way for the WWE Championship. And one other thing, if either one of your boys gets involved in their respective matchups, then they're out of the Fastlane pay-per-view. See you later. Okay. WWE.
So that's pretty much what Shane McMahon had to say there, laying down the law to Daniel Bryan. Once again, clearly not happy with the treatment that Daniel Bryan has been giving Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, or the treatment that Shane McMahon, the preferential treatment that Shane McMahon believes that Daniel Bryan is giving Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. So clearly he laid down the law right there. He set out the matches, and it was Kevin Owens versus Baron Corbin in the next segment. And I mean, what can I tell you about this match? Nobody cared. Why? Because it was a heel versus heel matchup, and nobody knew who to cheer. Nobody knew who to boo. Clearly, Baron Corbin was playing kind of like the babyface in this matchup. And who's supposed to cheer Baron Corbin as a babyface? That's an absolutely ridiculous concept. He was fighting back from the beatdown. Kevin Owens had control because he was targeting the ribs the entire match. It was nothing special really what they did in the ring. I mean, it's Kevin Owens and Baron Corbin. If there's two guys who you look at and you say, yeah, that's not going to be a matchup where there's a lot of chemistry, Kevin Owens and Baron Corbin is exactly that. Not a lot of chemistry there, and it really wasn't too great a matchup. Nobody really knew who to cheer. Nobody really cared. But of course, because WWE logic, Kevin Owens loses this matchup and it becomes a fatal four-way, because why have three men? Why have a small multi-man matchup when you can have a big multi-man matchup? My God, ridiculous. Ridiculous. So, it's now a fatal four-way at this point of the show, because Kevin Owens did lose his matchup, clearly against Baron Corbin. He took an end of days when he chucked Baron Corbin for the pop-up powerbomb. Clearly, Baron Corbin reversed that, and he hit the end of days. Really nothing too special there to talk about. Baron Corbin is now vying for the WWE Championship. What he did to get to this position where he even has an opportunity to vie for the WWE Championship, I do not know. I do not know. We see an irritated Sami Zayn backstage watching. Corbin celebrates and stands tall as his music hits. And the announcers discuss the SmackDown Live Top 10 list and its debut last week. So this will not be a weekly thing, I guess. Because, I mean, here tonight they were just discussing the list. They did not unveil a new one. So, I really wasn't too excited to get another list anyways. Realistically, you do this list again, and how varied is the SmackDown Live roster that you're going to come up with a different list of names each time? Clearly, the champions are going to be at the top of the list. AJ Styles, each and every single time that you do this top 10 list, is going to be at the top of the list. Bobby Roode is going to be there. Charlotte's going to be there at the top. I don't understand why the list would be any different than it was, besides maybe having a Randy Orton move up or a Randy Orton move down. Something stupid and minor like that. Maybe they'll do this list every month. Maybe they'll do this list every 2 weeks or something like that. Either way, I really have no interest and do not care whether or not WWE goes ahead and does this every single week, because clearly they pay no mind to it. Clearly they pay no mind to it. Bobby Roode, I should say. Bobby Roode came out for a United States Open challenge, and I kind of bobbed my head up. I said, all right, let's see who's going to come out and challenge Bobby Roode for the United States Open challenge. He cut a little promo beforehand saying that he's wanted to be the best United States champion since day one, but to do that, he has to outdo John Cena, who defended the title as a fighting champion. So Roode looks to kick off the United States Open Challenge, and he says he hopes whoever answers the challenge tonight meets him face to face instead of hitting him with an RKO out of nowhere, as Randy Orton did last week. So it's clear who Bobby Roode wants to challenge him. Roode waits for his opponents as fans chant for the RKO, and the music hits, and it is, of course, Randy Orton. So I'm saying, wow, Randy Orton versus Bobby Roode. This is really something you could have done at WrestleMania. This is something you could have done at Fastlane. But WWE, they want to give it away here tonight. Whatever. I mean, SmackDown Live has been booked terribly anyway. So Roode, he is all smiles. He's ready. He wants the challenge. And as they face off in the middle of the ring, the music of none other than the modern day Failure Raha, Jinder Mahal, hits, and it interrupts with Jinder Mahal and Sunil Singh coming out. Jinder gives it up for Orton and mentions how the fans respect him, unlike the other superstars, as they voted him at number 9 on the first SmackDown Live Top 10 list, as if anybody cares. And that's exactly what Randy Orton said. He said, I do not give a damn about that damn list. He goes on taunting Orton about his peers putting him so low on the list. He said he entered the ring and said he and Orton have had their ups and downs, but he respects Orton. Fans chant for the RKO. Orton doesn't give a damn about the top 10 list and never will. Jinder doesn't believe him. They trade more shots on the mic, and Jinder tries to put some of the heat onto Roode. Roode points out how Jinder didn't even make the top 10 list, which is actually a great point. Shut the hell up, Jinder. You weren't even on the goddamn list. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Roode says Jinder didn't even make the list because nobody respects him. Roode says he has nothing but respect for Orton in his career, and Roode speculates that Orton came in at number 9 because he and everyone else here are getting tired of being attacked out of nowhere. So Orton says, yeah, you mean like this? And ridiculously and foolishly, and this just goes back to WWE insulting your intelligence and making it so these superstars look like idiots pretty much. Randy Orton RKO Sunil Singh. Why would you RKO Sunil? Why wouldn't you catch an actual threat off guard like Jinder Mahal or Bobby Roode? Clear them out of the way, because literally the next thing that happened was that Randy Orton RKO'd Sunil Singh and he walked straight into a Colossus. So did Bobby Roode. So pretty much Orton screwed himself by going for the wrong person. Ridiculous. So Jinder Mahal hit both Bobby Roode and Randy Orton with the Colossus, and he stood tall. So it looks like we're going towards yet another multi-man match. Are you kidding me? We had enough of them in 2017. Can you give me a one-on-one match in 2018? Is that going to be possible for you, WWE? Absolutely ridiculous. WWE just wants to get everybody on the card, and it comes across as stupid and dumb and generic, and that's exactly what it was. That is exactly what it was. I do not care about seeing a triple threat. I'd much rather see Randy Orton and Bobby Roode in singles competition, but we're probably going to get thrown that out of the way on SmackDown Live with 50 commercial breaks in between and not even a little square during the commercial break to show us what's going on in between, like WWE usually does. When it's the big matches, they don't do that. They don't do that, right? Absolutely ridiculous. Anyways, the New Day came out, and they said that Big E will break the record of eating 113 pancakes in 8 minutes. So there was a table with several trays full of pancakes in the ring, and I just said, my God, this is going to be pathetic. They said that today is Pancake Day or Shrove Tuesday or Fat Tuesday. Just a bunch of corny crap. Big E starts devouring the pancakes. He really wasn't swallowing them. He was just breaking them into pieces and shoving them in his mouth. The music interrupted, and out came Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin. Gable knocked the New Day for all the pancake nonsense. Benjamin says they should take their pancake act on the road. Maybe they can open their own version of IHOP. And then they can leave SmackDown's tag team division to a few serious competitors. Kofi picks his nose while Woods asks if they're trying to say Kofi isn't a serious competitor. Big E flashes his chest as Woods asks the same thing about Big E and then himself. Woods reminds Gable and Benjamin about the New Day's longest reigning tag team championship record, which is an absolute joke if you ask me, but Woods asks who even wants to see Gable and Benjamin with the titles. Nobody. Gable hushes them and they start tossing pancakes to the mat, taunting and mocking the New Day. They start saying, oh, what if I did a little bit of this? And they drop a pancake on the floor. I mean, you look and sound absolutely ridiculous. I was watching this and saying, this came out straight out of a Disney Channel, straight to TV Disney movie. Absolutely ridiculous, corny garbage. And when they dropped the pancake, they said, oh, look, it just got flapjacked. Oh, my God. I wanted to take a pistol and really put it in my mouth and pull the trigger at that point after hearing that line. That was absolutely ridiculous. This entire show is absolutely ridiculous. But to say the least, they led to a matchup with this. The New Day versus Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin. And it was a damn good tag team matchup for what we saw of it, at least. Because WWE doesn't like to let these tag team matches run too long on SmackDown Live. But they did some good shit in the time that they got. So it makes me wonder why WWE is portraying these teams as so goddamn ridiculous when clearly there's so much goddamn talent on this brand. It comes across as dumb and just outright stupid. Stupid. It does. When you have all this talent in the ring and then you see them in segments like that. My God, I cringed so hard, bro. I did. And Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin are fighting the New Day. Why are they fighting the New Day and not the Bludgeon Brothers? Why aren't you establishing the Bludgeon Brothers as a threat, or Rusev Day as a threat by getting a win over the longest reigning tag team champions, or whatever the hell you want to call them, in the New Day, in order to build to the Usos, who have been cutting promos week after week after week on SmackDown Live. They've been cutting these promos week after week, but there's really been no direction behind them because realistically, they're not putting anybody in place to challenge the Usos for the tag team championship. I'm just waiting for 3 teams to step up to the plate, and we'll get a fatal 4-way tag team championship matchup at WrestleMania, because WWE can't do any 2-on-2 or 1-on-1 matches at all. It's just impossible. Absolutely impossible. Anyways, the New Day wins the matchup after Shelton Benjamin makes the tag to Chad Gable makes the tag to Shelton Benjamin, I should say. But Xavier Woods distracted the referee, heel tactics for a babyface team supposedly, and the referee never saw it, never saw the tag, so he forced Chad Gable back in, and clearly that was to their disadvantage. New Day gets the midnight hour, and absolutely nobody cares. Something that was actually pretty good on the show was Dolph Ziggler's backstage promo. His backstage promo was damn good here tonight on SmackDown Live, and once again, makes you wonder why talent like this is being booked the way that they're being booked. You saw that matchup he put on with Sami Zayn here tonight in the main event. You're saying that's a star. You see this promo, he cut backstage. You're saying that's a star. Yet year after year, month after month, week after week, WWE continues to tarnish everything that Dolph Ziggler is, was, and ever will be. Makes you wonder why there were news stories of him coming out and re-signing. Makes you lose respect for Dolph Ziggler for staying complacent in the same role when you know he can go out to the indie scene and do much better work and build a much bigger name and come back in the future and make so much more moolah, money, green, all that good stuff. All of that great, dinero, whatever the hell. You can make so much more of that with all the talent that you possess, and it's all being wasted realistically on WWE television. That's all that's going on with Dolph Ziggler. That really is. It's ridiculous. But here's the backstage promo that this guy cut. A lot of passion, a lot of drive. Sounds much better than pretty much anybody else on SmackDown's roster, yet WWE continues to misuse him, misbook him, and miscast him, pretty much. Here it is. Dolph Ziggler explains his recent actions on SmackDown Live.
Ever since you advocated the United States Championship just days after you won it, we actually haven't seen too much of you around here, but now...
Yeah, I know, Renee. I think I've been a little more selective in picking my spots, finding opportunities, and somehow here we are, another opportunity. Renee, I live for this. I love this. I love it. And it's about doing what I was put on this planet to do. Perform in that ring. And no one does what I can do. No one is better than me. No one will outshine me. And Sammy and Kevin, they know that. They know that more than anyone else. And that's why those cowards, they attack me from behind, because they know what I'm capable of. They know that I won't be stopped, but it's going to take a hell of a lot more than that to stop me. The reason I'm here right now, the only reason I am standing here, the reason I'm back, is for one thing only. One thing that's eluded me my entire career. One thing. I want to main event WrestleMania.
Now that's a pipe dream, bro.
Damned if I don't walk in there as WWE champion.
Now that's a ridiculous dream that he has right there, but as far as the promo goes, pretty good stuff from Dolph Ziggler, and he does sound like a babyface. We got a backstage promo from the Usos, really nothing too special there. What was special about that was when they did finish cutting the promo, it panned to the Bludgeon Brothers smashing the screen on which they were watching. Now, you should have went from them smashing the screen straight back to the arena if you weren't going to do anything else. But they kept the camera there and had to make it awkward. Because, of course, WWE did that, bro. Anyway, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens were backstage. They were in gorilla position as Sami Zayn was preparing for the main event. Sami mentioned that Owens let him down by losing earlier. Sami says, there is no we in this WWE title match at Fastlane. It's every man for himself. So it doesn't seem to even be now that Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are back together. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know if they're going to do singles matchups and do Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens and Shane McMahon versus Daniel Bryan, or are they going to throw this into a tag team matchup somehow? I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. But here tonight, it was Sami Zayn versus Dolph Ziggler. I don't know what the hell was going on with Dolph Ziggler's theme music. It stopped. It started. I have no idea. I think he's a babyface. I'm not even sure. From the looks of this matchup, he's a goddamn babyface for sure. He was playing the babyface role in this matchup brilliantly. Dolph Ziggler's great at that. He is great at that, and this was a great matchup. This really was. There was a point in this matchup where they got an exploder suplex. Off of the top rope. Absolutely beautiful spot in this matchup. These two men really give these guys 30 minutes on a pay-per-view for the WWE Championship. These guys will steal the show, put on a fantastic matchup. That's exactly what they did here tonight. Beautiful, beautiful near fall where Sami Zayn hit the haluva kick, missed it, missed it, hit it into the turnbuckles, went straight into a zigzag. Zigzag always provides for a great near fall. It's like that move in Dolph Ziggler's arsenal that he always hits and you always think he's going to win with, but he never quite wins with it anymore. I know he used to win with it, but now he's using the super kick, and Dolph Ziggler did go on to win this matchup despite my chagrins with it. Of course, he did go on to do that. I'd rather see a singles matchup between AJ Styles and Dolph Ziggler at the Fastlane pay-per-view. I'd rather see a singles matchup between AJ Styles and Sami Zayn at the Fastlane pay-per-view. I'd rather see a singles matchup between Randy Orton and AJ Styles at the Fastlane pay-per-view for the WWE Championship. And no, here we are, the Fatal 5-Way. Ridiculous is what that comes across as. I have no interest in watching that, but of course, Dolph Ziggler did win. Sami Zayn was beating the crap out of Dolph Ziggler, hit one final exploder into the turnbuckle, was charging up for the haluva kick, ran for it, goes straight into a super kick. It's 1, 2, 3. Dolph Ziggler is going to the WWE Championship match at WrestleMania. It was nice to see a SmackDown main event where there was no goddamn interference at the end, because all SmackDown lives seem to end with some type of bullcrap finish at the end of it all, but that was not the case here tonight. Not a good addition to SmackDown Live. WWE television really seems to be in the worst position possible, and it's going into WrestleMania. My patience is running very low with this product. It is boring, it is formulaic, it is stale, it is generic at the time that it should be vibrant, exciting, and something that you want to watch. It comes across as ridiculous, it comes across as childish, it comes across as insulting to your intelligence, and I simply will not sit here and take any of that crap, so I come on here and I tell you what I think. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, that's what I think about SmackDown Live here tonight. Fatal 5-Way, these multi-man matches are absolutely ridiculous. Dolph Ziggler and Baron Corbin, two men who have absolutely nothing to do with the WWE Championship before this week, are now in the WWE Championship match at the Fastlane pay-per-view before WrestleMania. So in order for Shinsuke Nakamura to get a WWE Championship match, he has to go through 29 other men in order to vie for the championship at WrestleMania. Yet these guys literally show up to work 1 week out of the 50 different weeks that WWE does not decide to book them, and all of a sudden they're worthy of a WWE Championship. If you win this matchup, could go to WrestleMania. Yet Nakamura had to fight through the Royal Rumble. Let's not mention that. At least not yet, right? Absolutely ridiculous booking, bro. You can do better than that, I must believe, because that comes across as absolutely ridiculous. But of course, that is besides the point, because for now, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be all for now on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. And for your SmackDown Live review for the date of February 13th, 2018, make sure to go check all that other content out, because there is so much other content to go check out. Over 350 videos on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel for your viewing pleasure, so make sure to go check them all out. Raw reviews, SmackDown reviews, pay-per-view reviews, NXT TakeOver specials, all that amazing stuff right here on Ringside Wrestling Entertainment, week in and week out. And of course, Behind the Mic is your weekend presentation. And of course, this week, breaking news stories are going to be wrinkled out throughout the channel, hopefully. So make sure to go check out all of the content. If you enjoy what you hear here, make sure to like this video. Of course, tell me what you thought in the comment section below, because your opinion is just as important as mine. And of course, make sure to subscribe to the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel, because for now, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Joel Perez, and I am out of here. Thank you very, very much for watching this video. I will see you next time right here on Ringside Wrestling.